Okay, this has been a great day today, so I'm going to keep my voice down to be mindful of the neighbors and treat everybody the way that I would like to be treated and also treat them the way that they want to be treated. And so I'm going to reflect upon my day. It has been a great day. It's been a Sunday today, and I got up at 6:20 after some good 8 hours of rest, and unfortunately I went back to bed for like another 3 hours almost. I just felt tired and exhausted, and I always get tricked into believing that that is some kind of physical tiredness, but it's actually an emotional tiredness of not having sufficient, social contact, which is something that I've been struggling with and dealing with for quite a while. And now that I have my client systems, my meeting and outreach systems all in place, and my clients are coming in the door, and I've gotten back to all of the clients apart from one, who I'm just going to send the meeting notes to now as well. I'm feeling very glad and very proud of myself for having done that today. And I also realized that, in this kind of state of social isolation, feeling so, it's like, it's hard to concentrate. And it's also hard to stay with one task, and it's also hard to stay inside and work. I'd much rather be outside and just walk around, be in a coffee shop, like being around people, even if it's just like in a coffee shop, just being around people. That's something that I usually enjoy then. And it's interesting. And so I've been reflecting upon that today of like, I know I want to stay abstinent until I meet my wife, but maybe there is a case where I just commit to one more relationship, even if it's not the one forever, for like the next month, to like really just get my business off the ground and up and running, because having some emotional support, somebody we can see reliably, and we just support each other, even if it's like just for a year or so, might be a great point and a great situation. So I've been considering that today. And then I've also realized, I've gotten back to that one woman where I just said, like, she does not qualify as a wife. Why would I? And then, it's interesting when the kind of a need rises, but I also realized that I've got to find a way to bring myself in the position where I have calls with people, meetings, really friendly conversations with people in my network that I'm talking to every week, just to talk through my process and to share and to connect and to have like real human connections, real interactions with other people that I would like to talk to. And so, that has been part of all of this. And I realized that, I had a good call with my best friend in Germany. We were talking exactly about that, almost 2 hours. And I'm like, man, I felt so relieved after that, because I have this high need of sharing it, and afterwards it gives me energy. And I always think like, I don't have the time. It's like 2 hours out of my day just to chat with a friend. But like, if I don't do that, things like this happen, that I just go back to bed and then I sleep for 3 hours, because I'm telling myself that I'm so excited that it is Sunday and I've worked hard each week and I had some wins this week, and all of this is true. But I also know after 8 hours of sleep, it's like I'm usually full of energy unless I'm socially depleted, right? Then I feel, such this kind of need for comfort, because I feel like so uncomfortable and so like itchy inside, icky you could also say. So like this craving for social connection, right? And that's what I gotta tackle. And so I explained this to him today as well on the call, where he said, well, if you're dealing with this and you've been dealing like with this for years and you've been telling me this for the last month and weeks, that this is like the only one thing that you're really tackling and really focusing on currently. And I said, yes, that is correct. And he's like, so why don't you call me? And I'm like, that is a good question. Why don't I call him? And so I would like to kind of see how I can sum this up in a way that it makes sense. And so that I also get to share about this and get to talk this out, right? What usually happens then is that it feels like, so like today, this morning, I went back to bed. Some of the time did some meditations, which are great. It's not like I'm just. I mean, I kind of am just wasting the time, but at least I'm listening to some meditations. Yeah, but this is exactly how the mind comes in. It's like when it's like you try to hold up the energy, and at some point it's like I'm like, okay, it is Sunday, I can't relax. But it's like, yeah, and then I feel I'm behind. When I just get up at 9, and I'm like, okay, I already got the first meeting here at 10. Get up and ready, which then also takes 25 minutes, half an hour, eat breakfast, and it's like 45 minutes are gone. It's like 50 minutes until the meeting. Then I have the meeting, it's like an hour and a half. I rest a little bit, then it's like already 11:30 and I've only gotten the meeting done. On the other hand, had I gotten up at 6, I know I can work so much harder than I do right now. I know that I'm not very productive, but it's like it's been the same pattern that I've had for the last years where in this kind of social isolation it's hard to just focus. It is yeah, it's just not possible in the same way as when I'm like really like when my body gets in this kind of place where I haven't like eaten for a while and I'm like totally dehydrated. I'm like I can't focus. I cannot focus. It's like then I gotta, you know, just bring my body back into balance. And it's the same thing with the social isolation where I'm just getting into these places where I'm like it's not helpful. And then obviously I justified myself. It's like okay, I can have a relationship. How much easier would that be? And on the other hand, it's yeah, my best friend. They were right of like I'm just taking advantage of this woman. But on the other hand, man, it's everybody has like a relationship, you know, before they get married. But I also know that that's what the world does. Then I can only expect, you know, a woman with also that kind of low of a standard, so who gives in to these needs, right, that easily. If I do that, I understand that. But on the other hand, it's like, you know, best friends, everybody's been telling me back then, it's like, man, you're taking advantage of this girl. It's like, that's so bad. If you don't want anything serious with her, then you shouldn't sleep with her. And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess, all right, that's fair. But she wasn't even that pure when I met her. It's like she said that, but then I found out that was not the case. And so it's not really that I took her virginity of her. That's not been the case. And so I do think that she learned a lot and that she had a great experience here that we had together. And I'm like, yeah, I was told that by all of my best friends, like, man, this is so unfair. And I'm like, man, do you know how hard this is, man? It's like, I've been doing so much better with a woman in work. But on the other hand, that is the challenge, right? That is the problem. Why do I need a woman to do better? I know I can supplement that with friends in my life. I know I can. And I know that that's the way to go. But yeah, on the other hand, I'm thinking right now, it's like I've almost gotten this commission for 15% of 2,800, which is $440, which is right now here. That definitely pays for everything. And that also would pay for some kind of higher level dating of actually taking a woman out for dinner, which currently is not the case. I cannot even take myself out for dinner. Yeah, and so, fuck. Yeah, all of these are things that I definitely could have taken on earlier. I get it. That's been a thing that I was like 15 and even up until 18, I'm like, I just could not, I just didn't want to deal with it. I couldn't deal with it of like women and all of that. I just did not know how to do this. It's just, so I chose to just conveniently ignore it, not deal with it. And then all of a sudden, when I was like 21, I was like, fuck, then the need arose and I'm like, man, what the heck? Then I'm never gonna figure this out unless I now go full on and like commit myself and like learn this totally in these extreme kind of patterns and waves. Where I see this right now as well. It's like when I'm doing okay, you know, let's say I just had been with a woman that I'm like, oh man, fuck, now I'm okay, now I'm doing good, now let me like focus on my work, because it's like, it's such a pain when I just can't work, because I can't focus, because I need this social connection. But on the other hand, I also know that I can get this in other ways. It does not necessarily need to be with a woman. And that also puts a lot of pressure on a woman, because I show up there and it's like, it's still very much needy and like, yeah man, fuck. And so part of me thought today of like, in the preparation of the date that I've had, which went well, cute little 18-year-old woman, where I'm like, alright. Yeah, man. I think I gotta just hold myself to a higher standard, even if she wants to be with me. If I know that I'm not gonna marry her, it's like I can't just take her purity and then a year later get out of that. But on the other hand, it's like I've always been so hard on myself, like so extreme. Exactly what I've just explained. These extreme patterns. Part of me goes like, man, that's okay. It's alright, man. Just have a girlfriend. Do it for like some 6 to 9 months or like a year, and then you can go back to celibacy and once things are more established. Because right now I know I can make so much more money if I would just fucking sit down and do the work. And when I had my last girlfriend, I was doing that, and I was happy like that, getting up every morning 5 a.m. and work on my computer all day because I knew I had something to, I had some social connection to look forward to on the weekend. That was great. It was beautiful. I loved this because it gave me like this emotional connection and this physical connection also, that social connection, that skin to skin connection. And I was able to focus, and I know that I was much more productive than I am right now, and I know that I can, with my skill set, with what I'm doing right now, can make so much more money than I am right now, and I can solve all of my problems. But I can also just substitute that with making these videos, talking about this, and getting a circle of friends. But yeah, man, marijuana as well helps in the moment, in the short term, kind of deal with that. But like, yeah, man, fuck, it's not that easy. So part of me just thinks, is that wrong? Is that wrong to like have a relationship? Even if I know that it's not the woman that I'm gonna marry, but like, I feel everybody does that, but they still tell each other they love each other until they go. It's like, that's, I think, what my best friend meant with like, that's not fair, because I know that she's not the one. And I'm gonna tell her, it's like, look, this is just for now. And it's also fairly selfish. It's like, I really just need her to be able to focus on my work, which obviously she gets to reap the benefits of as well. And we just go out and do things, and I think that's great. But I'm just basically trading like, yeah, sex for money in that way, right? Don't I? It's a wild thing. It's a whole wild situation. Yeah, and then obviously I also think that, if I just had just dates with women without even needing this immediate kind of skin to skin connection, that would also take care of that, because I just had a conversation with her. It lasted like about like 30 minutes, and then I had to go and for like another client meeting, and it was great. Now I'm feeling like so much more balanced and energized just because of this emotional connection and that emotional sharing, right? And that social connection. And but like, yeah, I also realized like some of the women that I have on my phone, they just stop responding because I'm just like, I'm not funny, I guess. And yeah, it's just very pressuring because I'm like in such an intense pressure all of the time, because I'm like still 100,000 in debt, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? How do I solve this? And so part of me wants just, yeah, like the years before, of just like, man, just get a girlfriend, just anybody who's like willing to spend time with me. It's fine. It's like, I just gotta keep going. I just gotta make it through this time and go forward. And it's like, it's not that bad. It's like, yes, I'm often tired and a little bit boring. I get all of that. But like, yeah, that's part of what I'm kind of considering currently. Where I'm yeah, going back and forth of what do I really do, right? Do I keep myself in line and pure until marriage? Which, yeah, the prerequisites for that would be definitely a larger circle of friends. But also even that is not enough. It's like sports, obviously, but also just be on dates, learn to be normal and to have conversations with women, right? And go through this immediate period of suck, of like realizing it's like, okay, I still gotta get much better than that at this, because I'm actually not quite that great at it. And just facing that and going through, like, yeah, as I said, with clients, I'm now learning this for the first time, and with women too, of like, okay, I'm starting my 20s again in my 30s, and I'm learning all of these skills once again. And I already have a whole lot of foundational skills that I can leverage and utilize and focus on. And so part of me wants just, yeah, like the years before, of just like, man, just get a girlfriend, just anybody who's like willing to spend time with me. It's fine. It's like, I just gotta keep going. I just gotta make it through this time and go forward. And it's like, yeah, And I know at some point it's all gonna come together, where when the money comes, I'm eating better and I have more energy and less pressure. But on the other hand, I also know that if I just had a woman, the money would very much come because I have all of the contacts right now. I really do. And I can make this money. But like, yeah, it's just, yeah, the whole old pattern that I just gotta break that's like been gripping me over the last years. I'm like in this social isolation and just this immediate intense pressure of like, okay, I'm still not earning any money. Now I actually am. Now I actually am earning money, which is amazing. So what I'm doing is working, and I got such a huge network of people who have the money to spend, and I have now solutions, not only mine but also in my network. So it's, yeah, I definitely can do this. I definitely can do this. Fuck, no, still open. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ah, fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Fuck. Be the change you want to see in the world, always hating on the neighbors, wanting to fucking stab them. When I'm like, yeah, man, this is the fucking aggression that then comes out. When I'm like, I just need to fucking focus, man. Will you, like, let me? But obviously, utilizing this aggression in like other ways, I can't just have these violent fantasies. It's like, that's not good. I know I would never act on this, but like the imagination, the thought is like the first step always. And I'm like, okay, man, where is this shit always coming from? This kind of crazy aggression, but it's like being out of balance and like misplaced, misused sexual energy, for sure. And yeah, utilizing that in better ways. And so certainly this week, gonna get back to training, 5 to 8 times per week. But even that, when I come home and I just wish sometimes I just had a woman to just cuddle with, as dumb as and as weak as that sounds, but like, man, just some relaxation at some point, filling back up. But that's exactly what the other woman told me. It's like, man, you're some kind of fucking energy vampire. It's like crazy. I'm so tired whenever I leave here. I'm like, fuck, man, she's right. I'm just utilizing her to kind of fill back up with energy because I'm giving it all into my work, and I'm utilizing the woman to kind of get energy from her. And I'm like, this is not great. But like on the other hand, fuck, like what's the solution out of that? And I know friends, a better circle of friends, that is the solution. That really is the solution. But on the other hand, yeah, how do you find good friends? How do you find friends who are not idiots, who are not just drinking here in rural Peru? And I have one good friend, he's on honeymoon right now, and I just loved the co-working session that we had this one Saturday, and I'm sure we're going to do more of that later on. It's going to do connection and me just doing outreach and doing that, and then like with the woman that I've just met, where we're going to have another juice next week, easy, take it slow, even though I really want to get inside her, obviously, but that's kind of the thing that I gotta like learn to control. It's like, man, fucking hell, it's a whole wild situation. But it doesn't have to be so hard. It's like that's the thing. It's like I'm getting the attention. It's like I look at myself and I'm really proud of myself because I'm looking good. It's like if I really go close, it's like I can still probably do a bit more skincare. But like after all, it's like it's not that bad anymore. It's like I'm looking really good. I can dress well. But it's just like the actual conversation skills, that's something that I gotta still face and learn and say, it's like I know that I'm born to be this gifted speaker and I think that of myself and I know that that is true. But yeah, on the other hand, there's a little bit more of conversational dating skills that I definitely will have to learn and that I am learning with just more repetition, especially in Spanish. It's like my Spanish is so clunky because I'm just talking English every time. And also part of that is like, yes, what do I, like, how does that even work? I'm just asking questions because I'm like, and that's not the right thing because then she is the one being pursued, being asked questions. But like, how do you do this? You just say statements, I guess, right? Or like ask for her to ask me questions. That would be the ideal scenario where she's like, oh, talk to me, because like it's gotta be interesting to her. It's like some good looking foreigner here. But like obviously, if I put myself so in this position, I was like, man, if you just were like next to me, I would do so much better at my work. This would be amazing. That's obviously a bad frame to come from, right? But that is what it sometimes feels like inside of me, where I'm like, man, there's such an easy solution. Just get some fucking chick to just be with for the next few months and just focus on the work, because I know I will. I know that I'm not just imagining this. And it's the same, like whenever I'm in these crazy states, that's why I'm so anxious tomorrow is to get some marijuana as well. I'm like, man, fuck, this is helping me focus in these states. Like to control this energy until, and I think that's the right thing, kind of to balance this out, talking this out here in front of the camera as well, learning to make more of these YouTube videos, just talking it out, what I'm sharing, what I'm going through every day, right? Until all of this alleviates and until I'm in balance with friends, because I know I have so much energy. It's just this energy is getting repressed when I'm not having social contacts. And it would be great to also have just the success of actually the women that I'm getting so much attention from. It's so easy to get the number, but then I'm like just messing it up in the texting, because I'm like, what do you say, man? Because I'm so anxious to fucking meet her, and I have so many conversations anyways with clients. I'm like, can you just fucking show up and then we talk in person? But like, obviously that's like, why does he want to meet me so bad? What is this? Yeah, man, fuck. Yeah, it's so interesting. It's so interesting. And part of what has been also going on in my mind always in the last days has been, there are lots of kind of, stories where the guy said, oh yeah, I found this woman and she was the one believing in me when I didn't. And I'm like, yeah, I had the opposite experience. Like when I met this girl that I thought that was the first one that actually qualified, I would have married her, probably. She was like very much what I was looking for, right? And I believed in myself, but she didn't. So like, yeah, obviously it was like a very bad situation. I went there and I had just nothing to do. I just wanted to be with her. And I had nothing to do, and she had all kinds of things to do with her family, so I was just sitting there, didn't really have the money to just go out with a taxi and like do this, like fuck yeah. And then she just fucking dumped me in a shopping mall and says like, alright, yeah, that didn't work out, go figure it out then, thank you very much. And I'm like, alright, I guess I get a hotel until I fly back, because the date back was already booked, right? I'm like, alright, I guess. And that sucked. That really did suck. On the other hand, I gotta see that this is that type of story that happens to somebody who is just in this needy kind of energy. And so I knew inside of me that I had it inside to be a speaker and be a seminar leader and to do these things. And I think she saw this inside of me too, but like, she was like, man, like this, no. And that was crazy. That was pretty painful. I'm like, fuck man, alright, I do think then I won't find a woman who supports me until I'm there. I just gotta figure it out on my own, I guess. And then all of a sudden they all wanna suck my willy, I guess, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, that would have been very helpful in the last years. Definitely. Actually, a woman who says like, man, I see how hard you're working. But that's the case. I didn't work hard. And I was just fucking depressed all of the time because there was just so much pressure, so much tension inside. Because I just did not do what I knew that I needed to do, because I just could not fucking focus. In the same way as right now, just a little bit less, because right now I'm bit more sophisticated of like actually having a circle of friends and actually having like a home which still looks like a wild place, my place. I'm not proud of it at all. It looks like, yeah. But anyways, at least my office looked good. At least when I show up to work, people tell me it's looking great. And so yeah, it's very, very, very interesting, all of this. And certainly something that that I definitely want to figure out. And so I'm gonna talk to Julian tomorrow again about this experience, share with him that. Because there's like so much of that I want to share. And like, yes, I can talk this out over videos, but if I don't share this with a human, I don't even have the energy to share that here on the video. So it's like it's a whole spiral, it's like a whole flywheel. And it can be an upward spiral, because I know right now I'm talking for 25 minutes, and it's like, it's great. I'm consecutively talking, and it's great, and I'm learning how to speak and how to communicate and how to talk. That's just great. And I'm doing what I could have done before, all of a sudden, all of the time already. And yes, I'm gonna talk to Julian tomorrow about all of this. Wearing these earplugs all of the time, kind of, my ears feel a little bit hurting, like some infection or something. Fucking hell. But yeah, what are we not doing for the success that we want? And so yeah, all I gotta do is just like making introductions. And so now what I'm gonna do is gonna just lift some weights, get this crazy energy a little bit grounded, and then get back to the client that I talked to on Friday, actually make his meeting summary, send it over to him, and then say good night and close out the night. And I'm already like, yeah, not really able to sleep because I just slept through the day. Yeah, man, I just got to figure this out. And part of me wants to say is like, how much easier would it be if I just had a woman? Fuck. Yeah, so that was the daily update.